Hey, what's up everyone, Carlos here, and today we are talking again about the Clash Mini Minis, and we're going for a tier list update. I have done a tier list with my knowledge before beta, and yeah, now we are a little bit more than a week into the game, and some things have changed. We have now kind of already a couple meta decks, we have more experience also from other players, and yeah, that's why I thought it is time for a tier list update. There will be a change pretty much. There will be a change probably every couple of weeks now. If we get balance changes, then I will drop a new tier list. But yeah, I would say let's go in. All right, there we go. As you see above me, that is my old list. So we had, for example, the Wizard in OP, Knight in average, which was the worst mini for me at this time. And yeah, I would say let's see what has changed so far. All right, let's start with the Archer. The Archer was before for me a good one, and actually I think now the Archer is one of the very good minis. Why? Quite easy. Archer is at the moment in a lot decks from top players with or instead of the Spear Goblin, for example. The Archer in the back, he's going for the furthest enemy. Double arrow has damage, a speed boost, so yeah, it has a good value. I have underestimated, and yeah, so that's why we bring her one tier up. Next up is the Barbarian. Barbarian was before in the good tier, and it will also stay in the good tier. That has maybe because of my personal reference. As you might know, I love ranged units. Melee units are okay, but like it's like cats versus dogs. Either you are a cat type or a dog type. I will now not discuss what I am, but here I am definitely the range type, and so the melee needs to step a little bit back. Others would maybe say the Barbarian is a very good one, but I mean, good is still okay. Next up is the Battle Healer. The Battle Healer was before a good one, will also stay there. The thing is, at the moment I don't see it necessary to use a healer. Every player goes for attack most of the time, or actually tanks but less healers. I think I have said it before as well in the first tier list. When a battle healer is at 2 or 3 stars, that is really OP, hard to beat. He has so much heal for herself and also for his allies that it is almost not able to beat them. But it takes a while until you get there. It's a 4 elixir mini, so yeah, I stayed good, and I would rather say at the moment maybe not in my favorite deck. Then we have the Bowler. The Bowler was before very good. Everyone plays the Bowler at the moment. Every top player has the Bowler in the ranks, and yeah, that's why I would say the Bowler needs to be at the moment in the OP tier. Yeah, I think it was before one of my best, very good minis. It is definitely OP. It is OP. The stun at the start, the stun with the super ability in the battle, very cool. The longer stun, more damage when he's at 3 stars. So it is just a really nice mini. Next up is Dart Goblin. Dart Goblin was before in the very good tier. The Dart Goblin will stay there. Right behind the Archer. At the moment, I would say the Archer would be in my deck before the Dart Goblin. On the other side, Dart Goblin had the most disadvantage versus the Shield Maiden. But not a lot of players are playing the Shield Maiden at the moment because she got a big nerf. And so the risk that the Dart Goblin is dying from blasting the shield from the Shield Maiden is not really given. So it might be something to use in your deck. Think about it. Next up is the E-Wizard. I think we don't need to say a lot about E-Wizard. Everyone who has an E-Wizard at least 1 star is using him. The E-Wizard will get a nerf to 99.999%. He stuns up to 4 people, plus a lot damage. He can do that quite fast, at least 2, sometimes 3 times in a battle. Absolutely unbeatable at the moment. It was before OP, it is still OP, that won't change. Next up is the Giant Skeleton. The Giant Skeleton was before in the good tier, and actually I brought it now into the very good tier. It is absolutely crazy how OP it is. It is also at the moment I think a little bit bugged, because without any ability chosen, the bomb will also stun. That should not happen usually. But if you use a Giant Skeleton in the mirror field, for example, in the banquet hall, then you have 2 explosions with a lot of damage, and this is just incredible. It's very hard to counter that. So for me here now, very good tier. Next up is the Skeleton Guard. The Skeleton Guard is a tank unit, probably the best tank in the game. I put the Skeleton Guard before in the good tier, and now we are also here going into the very good tier. It might be at the end of that, but definitely one tier higher. It is a very useful mini. Absolutely crazy. A lot of top players have it in their ranks. A lot of top players have it in their decks. So yeah, really, really cool. And next up is the Healing Ranger. Healing Ranger was before in the very good. We will go one step down here at the moment. Yeah, behind or before the battle healer does not really matter. Healers are at the moment not really often in decks to see. Maybe not necessary. Maybe we don't know how to play them yet. Can also happen. So, but I would still say it's a good mini. There will not be any average or bad mini because they are all playable. Every mini has somewhere a reason why you could use them. But yeah, good is good enough, and that's why we're going on. With the Ice Wizard. Ice Wizard will go into the good tier. It was before in the good tier, actually in front of the healers, because I would go with the Ice Wizard before I would go with the healer. He's a very good supporter mini, slows down, slows a lot down. He even slows more when he dies, so that's really good and effective versus the Countess, for example. Definitely a good addition, and yeah, absolutely useful. Next one is the Knight. The Knight was my worst rated unit in the pre-beta phase. As you see above, he was an average. I will put him now in the... Where have I put him? Where have I put him? I don't see it. Yeah, in good. We bring him one tier up. He's actually useful as a tank, but as you know, I'm not a big fan of tanks. That's why he's maybe a little bit lower than he would be for you. He has a shield, he has his tanking ability, which is quite nice, but it's just nothing I would use. That's why he is quite low, but still good. Is also here good enough. And the Lumberjack, for example, he will be in very good. I think he was also before in very good. Yep, he was directly behind the Bowler. But he will be this time more at the end of very good. He's at the moment also not very often to see. I don't feel yet that I need to use him, but I don't have the 3-star ability yet. I can imagine 3-star ability, so the Clash Rage Potion, that can help. That could be very effective if you play a counter stack, for example. I will try it out. Maybe that changed my mind. Next up is the Magic Archer. The Magic Archer was before OP. In my opinion, the Magic Archer is still OP. Yeah, better or behind the border. I would say almost equal. Yeah, Magic Archer is just cool. He has a lot of damage. He goes through shields. He takes a lot of damage. Makes a lot of fun in the mirror field as well. So yeah, absolutely give it a go. Some play even the E-Wizard and the Magic Archer and the Bowler in one deck. For me, it's a little bit too expensive to be honest, but it can absolutely work. Next up is the Miner. The Miner was for me before in the very good tier, and the Miner will be now for me in, yeah, still in a very good tier. He is directly behind the Skeleton Guard. That will be also his final position. He is absolutely helpful. Goes through his tunnel for the E-Wizard, for the Archer Queen, for archers, etc. So very useful in my opinion, especially with the Cleave, the 3-star ability. Really cool. Then we have the Mini P.e.k.k.a, so the Mini P.e.k.k.a. We'll go into the good tier here, just because the Mini P.e.k.k.a, she is a melee unit. I don't really play her that often, maybe 2 or 3 times, so I don't have a lot of experience, and I would just not use her in my deck. P.e.k.k.a before was in a very good tier, so now one tier down. I think that's still quite okay. Then the Mega Knight. Mega Knight will definitely go into the very good tier, directly behind the Dart Goblin. Before the Mega Knight was, I think, also in the very good tier, exactly. So there's no change at all. He stuns a lot, which is absolutely terrible if you play counters like I do. Has a lot of damage and, yeah, can also be very, very tanky. Can make a lot of fun. Then we have the P.e.k.k.a. P.e.k.k.a was before very good, and we are now going for very good as well. In front of the Skeleton Guard, actually, and that's mostly because of the stun ability behind the Mega Knight. Before she was in front of the Mega Knight. No, actually, she was also behind the Mega Knight. So it's quite similar than I said before. Next up is the Spear Goblin. Spear Goblin was before in the good tier. Now we know it a little bit better. Spear Goblin is definitely in a very good tier behind the Bowler. And yeah, the thing is, Spear Goblin is sometimes a little bit luck based. If he hits at the start, extremely good. Sometimes a mini dies instantly, or even a lower leveled countess, for example, can, or Archer Queen can die. If he doesn't hit during the battle, his value definitely goes down. But overall, I would say it's a very good mini, absolutely helpful. Then we have the Valkyrie. She was before in good, and I will bring her again in good. Be in front of the Barbarian because of her high ability for AE damage. She is quite fast with her abilities, so yeah, she makes fun. But also here, I did not play her quite often, so that's why the good tier should be fine. And now we have probably the biggest change, the Wizard. The Wizard was for me before OP, and maybe, I don't know, overestimated what he can do. He is still good. He's a good mini. But like I just already said, he's a good mini. He will be in a good tier. He will be the best of the good tier. So close to very good. But at the moment, the best what he can do actually is maybe the anti-heal, the 3rd star ability. That's very good versus the counters, but that is also luck-based because you need to hit the counters first. The damage over time is nice, and also the bigger radius for the fireball. But actually, there are other minis, they are just better for the moment. But like I said, that all can change. You see now, here's the new list. There is my old list. Not a lot has changed, but in details, we have some changes. Let me know in the comments what you think about. Am I somewhere completely wrong? Would you say, hey, yo, Mini P.e.k.k.a belongs into very good or OP, and the Magic Archer belongs to good, for example, whatever. You can roast my tier list, that's absolutely okay. That's my opinion. I stand for that. And maybe in 2 weeks, everything is different when there is a balance change or whatever. All right, that's it. That was the tier list update. Let me know in the comments how you like it. And I'm out now. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.